Since the very earliest days, Wycombe Wanderers have held get-togethers and dinners to celebrate major events, like the winning of the FA Amateur Cup in 1931, and at the club's centenary, when everyone, including Bodger Horseman and Jock Shepherd, were properly booted and suited. But it was only just over 10 years ago that the Ex-Players Association got in on the act, spurred on by the 50th anniversary of the team's historic first trip to Wembley. 8 of that Sidcan side turned up to be honoured, along with 4 of the Bishop Auckland greats, who kept their hands very firmly on the famous old trophy. We didn't know what we were starting.
Jack Tomlin, a leading member of that 1957 team, was unanimous choice to be our first president, and we were on our way. A galaxy of former talent turned up for the inaugural event at Adams Park in March 2009. Most are still members today, as we continue to grow.
Our first official Wycombe Wanderers Ex-Players dinner came in November 2009, attended by some of the great names in the club's history, as we reviewed some of the greatest moments.
In 2010, we started to pick one main event as our theme, and 35 years on from the record-breaking run to the third round of the FA Cup, the Blue Stars of 1975 met up again with our adversaries from Middlesbrough. As we relived the video highlights, surely Alan Phillips' late header would go on the other side of the post to grab a victory against Jack Charlton's First Division leaders.
Firmly and low, and nodded just a fraction wide by Phillips. Thought for a moment that that was the moment. Sort of firmly hit cross there, and Phillips was no more than 6 inches wide.
Instead, David Armstrong was on hand to remind us that, despite John Maskell's heroics, he was the eventual match winner in the replay at Ayresome Park to end a 9-match epic run for Brian Lee's side. A year later, we were celebrating the 10th anniversary of an even more remarkable run. 10 matches as Laurie Sanchez's team were stopped just 1 game short of an FA Cup final appearance. An amazing 8-7 penalty shootout win over Wimbledon, who included a certain Gareth Ainsworth, whatever became of him. Plus a storybook winner against Leicester from emergency signing Roy Essendale were among the highlights.
Essendale! It's in! And the man who they found through an advert on the internet has really put Wycombe on the worldwide map. You couldn't make it up. You really couldn't.
It took that season's treble winners Liverpool to end the dream. But even they had a late shot when Keith Ryan, one of Wycombe's all-time heroes, scored late on to keep the semi-final alive to the very end.
Whittingham waiting underneath them.
Force through towards Ryan. Oh, they've got one back. It's Keith Ryan for Wycombe. They just will not lie down.
In 2012, we celebrated the club's 125th birthday, covering all of the Wanderers' greatest moments. So many of the Blues' finest turned up to add their memories. Antiques expert Eric Knowles was even on hand to sell on some prized historical items. But not these, they're priceless.
There was a musical visit from Frank Sinatra in 2013, and for our 5th annual dinner we turned the clock back to 1993 to celebrate the club's brilliant double of FA Trophy and conference title wins.
Martin O'Neill turned up with most of his squad, staff, family and friends. They and the guests, including 99-year-old Monty Seymour, danced the night away. There was even an 81st birthday cake for blues legend John Reardon, celebrating his 60 years with the club. Year of the Four was how we labelled the 2014 dinner. More memories, more fun, more chat with the champions of 7 decades.
Jack Tomlin and Peter Birdseye were honoured as the first of our life members, and we gloried in highlights of the 1994 Wembley playoff final, which saw victory over Preston clinch the first promotion to Division 1.
What a start to the second half for Wycombe. Carroll bringing it forward. Thompson's making the run. Carroll hangs on to it though. Still David Carroll. Could go all the way here. Oh, what a goal!
This was also the year we learned of Howard Kennedy's prostate cancer diagnosis, our charity that year reflecting the first news which led to his sad death only a few weeks ago. Howard's glory days came at Lokes Park, and our 7th dinner in 2015 we look back to the historic moments of that grand old ground which had been our home since 1895.
It was 25 years on from the move to Adams Park. Sweet memories from men who bridged both sides of that divide.
Former manager and chairman Brian Lee, who pioneered the move, John Reardon, who filled every single post at the club from player to manager, and club president Monty Seymour. His 60 years with the club were marked by our association as we revamped Monty's Bar to include a historic passage through time.
Pictures, programmes, banners and silverware were rescued from cupboards and put on show for supporters and ex-players to enjoy.
Our 2016 dinner followed that up by reliving the magnificent careers of 2 men who featured heavily in these new displays. Tony Horseman, scorer of an unbelievable 558 goals in his record-breaking 939 appearances, and John Maskell, a 4-time Isthmian League winner in his 753 games for the Blues, were rightly feted by their peers, and both were elected to our distinguished band of life members.
In 2017 we came almost full circle when the boys of 57, stars of our first dinner, were honoured again. 60 years on, 10 of the fabulous 50s squad brought the house down with their hilarious memories of life under Sid Can.
Listening in wonderment were players from the 2007 side who'd created history themselves by reaching the semi-final of the League Cup. Matt Bloomfield led us through the story of that eventful run which culminated in 2 great matches with Jose Mourinho's Chelsea.
Over a century of memories crammed into a decade of dinners, and hopefully a lot more to come.